Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be talking about the Halloween franchise. We're going to start that on off here today, and then tomorrow we'll have our movie haul, and then we'll continue with it. But we're going to try different lighting today, just because I don't have everything set on up here just for it yet. Just got back from a trip, so bear with me here. But we're going to start with the first Halloween movie. This is actually probably, God, it might even be like the best one in my opinion in the franchise. I have to rewatch them before I fully commit to that, but the original movie does a great job there of basically just starting off the franchise. I love how it started with Michael Myers when he was younger, and then him grabbing the clown mask and putting it on, and then watching something that I've watched with them recording the movie prior. When he puts on the mask, they actually do two takes of it. So as he's putting it over, they stop it because of the way they're filming back then, and then they get another film and then they start recording the other half of it, which was actually really cool to see. Because if you guys don't watch the behind the scenes of these, you'll notice there's quite a few things they did that you may not quite be expecting. Um, and that was one of them because I watched the documentary they have out on Netflix. I highly recommend watching those. They have one for Friday the 13th as well, and Nightmare on Elm Street. So I highly recommend those. I haven't really mentioned them in the other reviews, but I highly recommend going checking that on out because it's actually really cool seeing what they do. Um, but yeah, as we're stating, we see Michael Myers putting on that mask as a kid and then taking out his sister right away. It sets the tone of the movie, and then this obviously took place on Halloween, so really just every time around the Halloween um, time of year, we do see Michael Myers going around taking some people on out. We see him getting a mask at some point. We also see him just stalking his sister at the time too, quite a bit throughout the movie. She kind of freaks him on out, and it's one of those things where it's kind of interesting to see because it's just a I'm gonna stand here and not do anything, and I'm gonna scare you, and then I'm gonna be walking like a normal person and scare you. And if you guys did not know, this is a little side note. Someone like the Undertaker from WWE actually took inspiration from this character, from the walking slow to the I'm gonna sit up, um, like towards the end of the movie that he does when he's supposed to be on the ground after a hard hit. Someone like the Undertaker took inspiration from this movie because it was a really great movie, and it kind of set the tone for back in the '70s of just getting your blood pressure up and getting that adrenaline running because people weren't used to seeing that type of movie, and this time around we see it. We see quite a few different takeouts throughout the movie with Michael Myers. We don't see any blood in this movie because the guy who put the money or invested the money into the movie did not want blood in it. And they actually wanted to call this movie The Babysitter Killer, which did not go over well with audiences, and Halloween ended up being the name of it. And it actually took off more overseas than it did in the USA right away, like in the UK and everything. That's where it actually started to gain some traction, and then word got around to the United States, and then one thing led to another. It just started popping on off, and they actually had it out in theaters, I think, for like 4 or 5 months. It might have even been longer. It might have been up to six. They had it out for a very long time because it started gaining traction slowly, and then it just kept growing and growing and growing. And then everyone started seeing it, so they kept it out and kept it out. And it's a lot of interesting facts. If you guys watch the documentary on Netflix, which I highly recommend, I'll try to figure out what the name of that documentary is again. Um, I kind of just forget, but it had this Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street on there, and then it also had something like I think Alien out there, and like Nightmare Before Christmas and a few other things. I highly recommend checking that out because it was really interesting listening to that info. But other than that, yeah, we see a pretty good movie. It ends with Michael, getting thrown through a window and then disappearing, which set it up nicely for the second one, which I really liked. But aside from that, that's all I really have to say about this movie. I really love this movie. Obviously, it's going to be at my one spot as it is the first movie of the franchise. It will be at the one spot probably for quite some time. But I hope you guys have been enjoying the content. We just got done with Final Destination. Not a whole lot of traction there, but nothing wrong with that. Everyone's got their own clique within the horror franchise. That's just one of the franchises I really like. But if you guys want to help me out by, sending me some movies on my Amazon wish list, that'd be greatly appreciated out on YouTube. Leave my bio and in all my video descriptions as well. I'll get that on TikTok here once we hit 1K followers, which will be quite some time. We're only at like 28, 30 ish somewhere. So, um, if you could do me a solid and share it around to your friends and everything, you like the content, and yeah, that'd be greatly appreciated. But until next time I see you, and as always, stay spooky, everyone.